Kate, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here and happy holidays.
Yeah, thanks for having me and back at you.
What's interesting because that script to screen journey is very interesting to me, and I feel like it might change for each project. But what was that like with Festival of the Trees? Like, what is that like reading that script and seeing it kind of come to life on screen, so to speak, for you?
Well, when I read the script, I just loved the character of Jacquie. I was just like, this is gonna be fun. I thought it was just so I could just see myself kind of like I already, as you're reading a script, sometimes you're even just thinking, oh, how would I do this in my head right away? And it just felt easy. It came off the page so easily. And so yeah, it was weird to see it though on screen. It is always, funny to see, oh, what was I doing with like when it's close up on your face, it's different than what you might imagine, just when you're out in life. So it always is weird for me to watch the final thing, but I
Yeah,
thought it came out so well, and I just thought that it was so well written and just such a cute, fun movie, you know?
absolutely. And to kind of add to that a little bit too, like what stands out the most? Like, how does it read when you're reading the script? Like, it's a holiday film. Like, it's got like before we started, like it's heartfelt. It's got
Yeah.
the heart. It's like it has those moments. But how does it read specifically? Like, does it feel like are you like, wow, this is a nice, cute, fun holiday
I
movie,
just
or is it
look
more
for those
than
type of films. I'm always like, does the dialogue feel real? Does it feel like these are two real people talking, Um, and I thought that it felt very much like how people communicate. Like it was just really I loved the friendship between Heather and Jacquie. Like
Yep.
immediately I was like, oh, this will be cool. Like if they get, I hope, who are they going to get for this actress? Because this could be a really fun relationship. Because a lot of the movies actually, there's all these other relationships, but kind of at its core, it's about like these two friends that do this thing that, are gonna figure out how they're gonna win this competition, even though everything's stacked against them. So
It's interesting too because in this film, like your character, but other characters, like you mentioned, the other kind of relationships we see in this film. I mean, there's a lot of kind of figuring things out, self-reflection, not know like a lot of soul searching, and I feel like we do
mhm.
that a lot like around the holidays because the New Year comes and
Yeah.
there's New Year's resolutions. And I'm just wondering from an acting storyteller perspective, Kate, is it more fun or more challenging to play these like lost characters, so to speak? Because like with that do a lot of self-reflection and soul searching because from an audience member, right? Like they don't know they're lost, right? So I find that's very interesting. Like, do you think about that at all?
Well, I think anytime a role is challenging, it's more fun.
Yeah.
So, and this, so when a character is lost, there's more you can look into it. There's more interesting ways to perform. And so for me, I love when it's difficult or when you're playing a character that's kind of lost. I think that is more fun, and it's just it gives you more to play with. And that's what I love about this craft is the discovery and the play involved.
I'm wondering also what that kind of feeling is like when you kind of get to set because we talked a lot about the script in the beginning and I find it interesting because like you have a situation where you're excited, you're dialed in, you're having all those conversations, and what's it like when you actually start filming it, seeing all the sets and everything? I know you say sometimes it's weird kind of seeing yourself on like the video village or on a
Yeah, I think
camera.
when you start filming it, when you read it from start to finish. And then when you film it, we're filming the festival the first 2 days we were on set.
Yeah.
So, and that's the end of the movie. So I think it's always different when you get on set. You kind of have to have, I always have like a notebook that's reminding me like, hey, take a second and look at what happened right before this scene. So you're not just 100% in the moment. You really need to remember always where you are in the story and where your character is like emotionally in their arc.
Yeah.
Because you're not shooting in order. Very
No.
rarely are you ever shooting in order. So getting on set, that's always, I think, the main challenge of when you start filming is just you really have to do that prep in advance. You have to know your arc so that you remember where you are in every, because you're not going to shoot it in order. You're going to
No,
be shooting
absolutely.
here and, the first scene, the last day, who knows? So,
I love asking this question when it comes to holiday films. What time of year was this film shot?
okay, we actually shot this around the holidays
That's the
because,
best.
yeah, because we had to use, so you can see all the trees are on display this year. Um, because they are the trees that they do at this festival, and we had to shoot this time of year because we could only have the trees for like the festival ended, and then they had 2 days before they were going to send all the trees to the winners. So we shot this time of year to have this beautiful set decor that you see, all these amazingly decorated trees in the film. Um, we had to shoot around, so that never happens because everyone's always like, we were shooting in July and it was crazy hot, but we were shooting in and around Atlanta this beautiful time of year. And so in that way it was really fun and cool to get to be making a Christmas movie kind of at Christmas. And then, it comes out later, but
Because usually they're filmed like
so fun.
not around the holidays. They're filmed in like like the Christmas in July, right? Which is super super interesting. Um, I did want to kind of ask as well, shifting gears a little bit. I mean, it's all storytelling. You've played a lot of really different characters, but you've also been in a lot of really different projects genre-wise. And I'm just curious how separate are past projects for you compared to something like Festival of the Trees? Like, do you bring things like mindset-wise preparation from projects like Shameless, Persons Unknown to something like this, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
I think they're kind of more separate for me. I think every character is a new approach.
Yeah.
Now if I'm playing a character that might be similar to something I've done before, or if someone wants to hire me because like, I love what you did on Shameless and we're looking for this like Tammy type of character,
Yeah.
then obviously I'm going to bring some of that in. But if no one is saying like, we want it to be kind of like this thing you did before, then every project for me is a totally new approach just to keep it fresh. And um, I think always just looking at something with fresh eyes and starting new for me is really fun and part of what I love about this job.
That was one of my favorite storylines of Shameless, by the way, because it was just kind of seeing kind of Lip have to deal with all this stuff and like you're watching that show thinking about like when is like it's gonna like real life gonna hit Lip and when is it gonna hit people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, the working on Shameless and working with Jeremy was obviously amazing, and getting to go through, he and I were both new parents at the time as we were playing parents on that show. So it just was a whole lot of life mirroring our storylines on the show. So that was really fun. And that's one of my favorite characters I've ever got to play, and just an amazing group of actors and people that worked on that show.
Absolutely. So much happens before you go to camera on, something like Festival of the Trees. And like you talked about a little bit about the preparation and then actually getting there. And it actually was shot around the holidays. So from an acting storyteller
Yeah.
perspective, you could see it as like two journeys, right? Before filming something and then after filming something,
Mhm.
or does it feel like one big journey with multiple steps for you? I'm curious about that.
For me, it is all the same journey.
Yeah.
It's not like before and after. It's kind of, it's prep and then it's filming and then there's things after, there's press and there's getting to watch it and there's getting to do all the things around a completed project is its own thing. But I think the before and the filming, that's all one journey. And on that last day of filming, that part kind of is done. And and then there's always a little sadness there too. I always feel sad on the ending of a project, but then watching it and doing this kind of stuff is a different. It feels different because it's we're not making it anymore. Now we're talking about what we did. But
Yeah.
when you're making it, from the moment you're reading the script through to the last day of filming, it feels like one journey for me.
That's so interesting because I'm also a filmmaker and creative myself, and I feel like, talk to a lot of my like actor colleagues that are now like producing and going behind the camera and directing as well. It's interesting, right? Because the life of an actor really is this kind of like on to the next. Like you're on this journey, you're with the
Hmm.
same people for, whether it's like 2 months or like, and then you wrap and then it's everyone's on to their next journey. And there's like a
Yeah.
chance that the people that you were with, like having breakfast with and hanging out with for 3 months straight, there is a chance because everyone's busy that you might not see them again. Like it's pretty deep to think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, now with social media, you always like kind of know what people are doing if you want to.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to have that experience of like, I see you every day for 12 hours a day, nonstop, 6 days a week for a month. And like we get to know each other so well. And then I'm just like, all right, peace out. See you later. Have a good life.
Literally, yeah, that literally feels like that. But yeah, I find it so interesting. and Festival of Trees. Could you just kind of plug where people are be able to see it? Because I believe it was on Up TV, but I think it's available digital now, so people actually
Yeah,
can watch it.
it premiered on Up TV, but now it's everywhere. You can get it on Amazon, on Google. You can, where did, what's the Philo?
Yeah,
What was, there's like, I think it's
yep.
pretty much one of those situations where it's like, go check it out everywhere you buy and stream
Yes. And
your
all the
movies.
links will be in the
Like,
description of this video as well. So they'll be able to click one link. It's
yeah,
kind of what you
like
said about
it's,
social media technology, right? They'll have all the
yeah,
links.
click here
Kate,
and start streaming.
absolutely. Kate, so great seeing you. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. It's great talking to you, and I'm so glad you enjoyed the film, and I think a lot of people will. It's just a feel good, fun Christmas movie. So
Absolutely. We need
everyone
those.
should grab their hot chocolate or your cider or whatever and sit around the Christmas tree or watch this while you decorate your Christmas tree would even be amazing. But
Absolutely. That's a good point. Absolutely. Your Instagram account is just your name, right? If people want to keep up to date with everything.
yeah, it's just at this is Kate Miner. So that's me. This is me,
Awesome.
Kate
Well, this has been
Miner.
Popternative, youtube.com/Popturnative. Until next time, this is Kate Miner and PD Beats signing
All
off.
right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.